Howdy y'all, welcome to another edition of Getting Outdoors, and it is April 7th, and the last time that we did a video was getting ready to plant everything, which was about 4 weeks ago. Well, I told you in that video that I was hoping that the hay that we have down the straw was going to be able to insulate everything. And we went on vacation for an entire week, came back and had no plants. So the plants got down to a little nub, and so I don't know if frost or something came in and ate them. I don't think anything came in and ate them, because you see, especially like this here, I've got chicken netting, chicken wire down at the very bottom here, you can see. So I don't think any any rabbits or anything. That could be mice, rats coming in, but I don't think that that's the case because we have some outdoor cats. So I think the frost hit it. We live out in, rural area, and it gets a little bit cooler out here than what some of the forecast is. But so anyways, so yesterday was planting again. So I went up and got a whole new slew of plants. So we've got our, let me show you again kind of what we've got here. Zucchini, some yellow squash going in, through here. And then in between the yellow squash plants in there, we've got our snap peas. And so we'll let that grow up on the fence right here, which seems to do good. So we got about 4 of those in there. And yes, you see everything is kind of soaked down. I started planting yesterday morning, got in the middle of a storm and got soaked, then finished planting everything else the rest of the day, probably yesterday evening. So the reason that I said that I don't think the rats or mice got it was because you can see here we have this lettuce that's here, and this one is, while I do a little damage control here, need to uncover that, let it get some sun, is that these two are kind of untouched, and I figure that if something was going to come in here and eat, the lettuce would be eaten also. So I've got some tomato plants all throughout here. Again, came over, and these are Kentucky green beans here that will grow up on the fence. And let me show you what we did on the outside garden here. So I've got some, yes, I do have a little bit of grass and stuff. I was going to take care of that yesterday and throw down some more hay, just pick that stuff up. But all these are bell peppers in here. So I got some yellow bell peppers, green bell peppers, and then right here in the middle, kind of you see that little hump that's right there. On either side of that, I have our cucumbers going to grow, and over here you see in the tall grass, once I get that moved, I'll mow it. So the dark shade, I guess the dark wire is going to be for our tomato cages, and then the other is the first time I'm going to make a little hoop, a half hoop, trellis for the cucumbers to grow up on. I've got melons over on the side and some spaghetti squash over here. So now it's just sit back, let Mother Nature do what it does. Just take care of the plants, make sure that we've got some growth. Once I get the tomato plants and stuff a little higher, then I'll come back and we'll make the tomato cages like we normally do. And then I'm excited about putting that little trellis up. Those are cattle panels, and should be enough that will definitely hold up all of the cucumbers and everything growing. Also got a couple of okra plants. So hopefully everything will do well here. And these are, you know, already, like I said, nice and sturdy on the transplants. Looking forward to seeing what they give us. And then I need to clean out some of our grass growing in our strawberry patch that continues to grow from last year. So really excited to see what happens there. And yes, it was hectic with the rain and everything. And I forgot, I forgot to plant that one that's down in there. And again, you see there was yellow, we call it yellow pear tomato plant that was in there. Again, that was what just got devastated. Now I have another tomato super sweet 100s that are going to go in there. Couldn't find any more yellow pears, so we'll get at that. And as our neighbor dogs start barking, because our big dog is out here they're barking at. So y'all have a good day, and we'll catch you later. Don't forget to like and subscribe as we continue to do the series on the Ruth Stout gardening because of this hay and mulch. And just the last thing is, you know, I've got all that goat hay and stuff that is all the way around the outside garden that we're using to continue to put on top of this and making this a really nice garden bed. So we'll talk to y'all later.